Rick Jules, you are a monster. Lance Skullz is gonna give you monsters.
You are back with the #1 television program for pro wrestling worldwide.
Friday, October 13th is a very special day for Big West Wrestling. It marks our turn to the Rutland Centennial Hall, but it marks something very important for me as well. You see, it marks day 363 of my Big West Wrestling Championship reign. And yet, it would seem that after 12 defenses, that after 363 days, that after meeting and exceeding and destroying records, it's not enough. Big West continues its campaign of shame. It buries me beneath its announcements. It does everything it can to hide me. It does everything it can to make it as though I never existed in the first place. On October 13th, not only am I going to remind each and every one of you how very real I am, that is going to be the night that everything changes. I know I stand across the ring from Shawn Murphy that night, and I have beaten the prodigy before, and that poor, innocent soul, that brazen young man has not learned his lesson. I will be set to teach it to him as brutally as is necessary. But he is not my focal point. No. My focal point is Lance Skullz. Lance, this message is for you because I know what you did. I'm aware of your little field trip with Todd Quality last year. I'm aware of your attempt to rewrite Big West history. Now, following this, Lance, you are going to receive some instructions as well as a sizable donation. You're going to use that donation to help carry out those instructions, because over the last year, Big West has tried to hide me, but there's no more hiding. We are going to put those skills of yours to work, and we are going to build a Big West that we can be proud of. A Big West that is more aesthetically pleasing, that is more attuned to my image, to remind this company I am alive and well, and I am not going anywhere.
Rick Jules. Rick Jules, Rick Jules, Rick Jules. You have contacted Lance Skullz because you want to take over Big West Wrestling. Something I've tried myself. And you brought up a intriguing, what's the word I'm looking for? Notion. That the reason I failed is because shut up, cars in the background, I'm trying to do my job. But I failed because I was trying to control the setting where you feel it would be better to control the players on the board. So you've contacted me because, yes, while I can travel through time and do all that kind of stuff, I got black magic and whatever you want to call it, powers galore. Galore. You see, you're talking to a man who's, rubbed shoulders with Atlanteans and sat at the table with Draconians and, learned the ways of Dr. John D. So you're coming to me because you want something special. You want some monsters. Let's not mince words. You want monsters of your own to destroy Big West Wrestling. Well, if that's what you want, that is what I will provide, you see. But I will say this. I will say to you the same thing I've said to many a madman who wants to rule the world and utilize my powers. The monsters I create, I have no control over. You see, I throw some stuff and some potions and I make an elixir. I make, some stuff that's, even today, it's hard to classify. But I'll tell you this right now, you drink that back, you're gonna be somebody different. So Rick Jules, you've contacted me and
hello fans, Mad Dog Marty Sugar here, sole owner, co-founder, head promoter, chief bottle washer here at Big West Wrestling, and we had a brilliant thing planned out here for October 13th in Rutland with our Hotel California. We had a whole Halloween themed gimmick. As you can see, Rick Jules has contracted Lance Skullz to do something devious and to destroy Big West Wrestling from the inside out. Not the first time someone's attempted to destroy Big West Wrestling, and quite frankly, give me enough rope and I'll do it myself. But at the end of the day, we've had no choice but to cancel all future Rutland events for at least the rest of 2023 due to finances, due to a couple other things. Kudos to Thrash Wrestling for bringing out massive crowds in Kelowna, and quite honestly, Kelowna is not a two wrestling promotion town. So have at it, y'all. You've done some excellent work. Maybe you should vet some of your guys that don't understand what Orange Shirt Day means, but other than that, you're doing excellent work in Kelowna and in Kamloops, so good on you. Be that as it may, I've had some personal issues come up that some people on the internet have wanted to make fun of, and quite frankly, you can make fun of me all you want. I got a big back. I got broad shoulders. I've been carrying a lot of nonsense and carried a lot of bad wrestlers to good matches, so I'm all about that, and you can't hurt my feelings. But a lot of my friends' feelings have been hurt. A lot of my supporters' feelings have been hurt when people go online and talk shit about Marty Sugar and about Big West Wrestling. And you know what? It's the internet. It's your prerogative to do so, because I know you don't have the balls to say something to my face. At the end of the day, yes, we did have to cancel Rutland going forward because I, unfortunately, was wrongfully terminated. So a lot of the finances tied into Big West Wrestling are gone. We've also had some sponsor issues, a couple other things. So unfortunately, I've had to take a massive step back in life and in wrestling promoting. Now, if people want to make fun of me, that's great. But next month marks 12 years of Big West Wrestling, and people have been wanting to see this fail for 12 years. And, I'd urge you to keep holding your breath, because Big West Wrestling isn't going to go anywhere. There's been ups, there's been downs. There's been a lot of downs and a lot of ups. For every time we stumble, there is someone to help me pick up the ball and run with it another 10 yards, to make a football reference. And I appreciate all those people, past and present and future, that will be there to help me pick up the slack. And I am thankful to those people. So yeah, we would take a step back in Rutland. It's fine. We have Enderby. In November, we're coming to Summerland and to Falkland. We're going to be back in Vernon, hopefully in December. We've got some other towns on the horizon and the coast. Sunshine Coast has become something, not just Powell River now. Texada Island, Pender Harbor, Seashell, all those are going to happen. October and November, we're going to be listing the matches for Texada Island and Powell River shortly. That's October 21st and 22nd. As I said, October 13th in Rutland had to be canceled, and unfortunately, due to a venue double booking, October 20th in Pender Harbor also had to get canceled. These things happen. Venues get double booked. People don't always pay attention to what they're booking. And a lot of indie wrestling promoters will back me up on this, is that people will book and just write wrestling. They don't know the promotion. We like to think in this little bubble that we live in indie wrestling that we're a big deal, and we're not. We're important in our little bubble, but in the grand scheme of things, we're just men and women running around in our underpants, putting on a show for the kids. So when they pencil in wrestling or they pencil in an event, maybe it gets, with Pender Harbor, it was an issue with, there was another festival and they forgot that, and it got double booked. We had a Kamloops show coming up at the end of October that was double booked. It was also given to a different wrestling promotion because, like I said, it just said wrestling in the book, so they didn't know who. Way things goes. People keep asking me why I'm not at the Thrash Wrestling shows. I haven't been at Thrash Wrestling for 2 years, and you'll never see me in a Thrash Wrestling ring again. But that's how wrestling fans are. I've mentioned this story before. Kevin Nash has talked about this on many a shoot interview. For all the years he was in TNA, people would see him at airports and go, "Hey, Kevin Nash, are you retired?" He's like, "No, man, I'm on TV every week." And they're like, "No, you're not. I watch TV every week. I watch wrestling every Monday and Friday, and you're not there." He's like, "Yeah, there's other promotions." People are like, "Oh, didn't know." It's the way she goes. Until AEW came along, people didn't care. It was WWE, and then it was just whatever. And that's wrestling. That's life. That's art. That's indie music. It's indie comedy. It's all these things. And that's the way she goes. But Big West Wrestling is here to stick around by hook or by crook. If I got to have one fingernail in the side of a cliff, Big West Wrestling will continue. And we're looking forward to a great show, October 14th, Big Trouble in Little Enderby. It's going to be spectacular. We're going to run down some matches right now. Got a couple of promos for you. Let's do this. Much love. Be ready, because Mad Dog.
Big West Wrestling, it's your boy, the prodigy, Shawn Murphy. And you see, October 14th, Enderby Drill Hall. First, the prodigy's got you, Evan Ashford. And you are very talented. And I see a lot of greatness in you. But you're not the prodigy. Because there's two things that separate us. One, I will do whatever it takes to make sure I'm in that triple threat match. Two, I need to be champion. You may want to be the internet champion, but I need to be the internet champion. So once we have that great match and the second bell rings and I get my hand raised, I'm looking towards you two. Rick Jules, KB6. See, last time we were in a triple threat match together, your boy walked away the winner. And you see, this time it's not going to be for a trophy. This time the Prodigy's bringing home the gold. So I'll see you there. You better be ready.
They say a man hides behind a mask to hide the true face of them, for they are scared to show it. I wear the mask to hide the face of the man you don't want to see. And October 14th, Big West Wrestling, Enderby, at the Enderby Drill Hall. Again, the Barlow Creek Butcher comes to bring pain, suffering, and misery. And don't forget my favorite part, the psychological damage I leave when you are left broken and beaten in that ring. So whoever steps between those ropes and faces the Butcher down at Big West, you better be ready for some fun. Because with the Barlow Creek Butcher, I've got friends in all kinds of places.
Been a while, Big West. But October 14th, I make my return. And I make my return to deal with pest that's been running amok since I've been gone. Becky, I see that you got some friends with you. Javico and Zach Andrews, who I'm quite familiar with. Fallen Circus. So, yeah, I'm bringing some of my friends. The Butcher, Takeover. And we're gonna deal with this little Big West problem. Had a lot of time to think about where I was coming from. And I'm sick of this beach getting in my way. October 14th in Enderby at the Drill Hall. Becky, you're in big trouble, and that ain't my problem.
Shut up, Card.